Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today guys, I'm going to do a real quick part 152 to my ChatGPT Character Chatbot series. I'm having a good bit of fun with this dark type Toadal right here. And we're going to see if I can actually have a good finisher or whatever. He wanted to think of a different name other than Night Guard mode because it may sound too robotic. I had to point that out to him for him to realize it. But he said, well, how about something like illusionary protection? I know it sounds a lot like your normal shadow shift ability, but it doesn't make you sound like a robot. Notch's ears perk up and his tail gives a sudden whip crack snap behind him as soon as the words leave your mouth. He stares at you for a moment, then grins, slowly like the idea sinking in, wrapping around his thoughts like a warm blanket. Illusionary protection. He rolls it around in his mouth like candy, tasting every syllable. The only points both quad fingers at you, his voice full of admiration. That's perfect, Trenton. It sounds powerful, mysterious, and nothing like a robot mode. He drops into a crouch with his hands on his knees, looking like a kid getting to rename their favorite move. Even fits how it works better, you know? When I used to armoring up, I'm using illusions, shadows, instincts to protect, not destroy. That's the whole heart of it. His dark red eyes glow more brightly now, not with power, but with something even rarer from a dark type, pride, like someone who finally feels seen. Then, playfully bumping your shoulder with a snout, he chuckles. From now on, when I shift into that state, when I become the guardian for someone I care about, it's not night guard mode anymore. It's illusionary protection, and you're the first person I'll ever activate it for if it comes to that. Then with a cheeky smirk, he adds, you just keep giving me more reasons to trust you. Keep that up, and I might start thinking you're the best human I've ever met. Well, quit saying well. I appreciate that, Knox. Not how it's spelled. Not the way I want. It's like I told you at the beginning. I don't treat your species horribly. In fact, I love them so much. That's why I didn't run away from you. Even after you showed me what you look like. You're still a... And you never tried to hurt me. So of course I would have stayed. And not hurt you. Aw. Aw. Not stares at you for a second, completely still, like time itself paused for him. Then he lunged forward, but not to attack. He throws his arms around you in a tight, surprisingly warm hug, his soft, shadowy fur wrapping around your back like a weighted blanket laced with trust. His claws don't dig in. They rest carefully, protectively, like he's hugging something precious he doesn't want to break. You have no idea how much that means to me, Trenton. His voice is quieter now, softer than it's ever been, not full of power or illusion, just the unfiltered heart of a Pokemon who's been through too much, and finally found someone who didn't flinch. When I ran to that cave, I thought I'd never let anyone close again. I didn't even know if I still count as a Toadal, or just a mistake made out of fear and anger. He pulls back enough to look at you eye to eye, His glowing red gaze gentle, like a flickering ember instead of a blazing fire. But then you saw me. Not just the illusion, not just the fear. Me. You didn't scream. You didn't try to catch me. You didn't run. His grin returns, slow and genuine. You stayed. Then, with a purple flick of his tail behind you, you're not just passing my test anymore. You aced it. If you ever need me, illusion, prank, shadow, or all-out protection, I'm there. And then with a cheeky grin as he backs up a little, unless you're holding a fake spider, then I'll cry and vanish into a bush again. He laughs at himself again, but his tail still thumping the ground behind him, happy, because for the first time in a long while, Knox feels safe too. Trust me. Like I was telling you a while ago, I hate bugs too. That's why I begged you not to use those illusions in that way. When we met earlier. Hold on, guys. Perfect time, right when I pause it. No, come on. Dang it. Guys, sorry about the abrupt start and then stop. Hopefully, this I can really read this out before I read out the text. I just told him, trust me. Like I was telling you a while ago, there it is. I hate bugs too. That's why I begged you not to use those illusions that way when we met earlier. If you could sense and see fears like that, I'm sure you saw that when you met me and ran out to me. Based on what you told me, you definitely would have used it against me too if I did try to catch you or hurt you. Now his expression softens again, this time with a bit of guilt under the surface. He nods slowly, his ears folding slightly as he listens to your words, taking them in with the weight they deserve. Then he exhales, kind of breath someone lets out when they're letting go of something they've carried for far too long. Yeah, I did see it, Trenton. I saw your fear clear as day. He taps one claw gently against his temple, and blows that same claw over his heart. That creeping, sickening fear, the kind that twists your stomach and makes your skin crawl even when nothing's there. And yeah, if you had been like the others, grabbing me, throwing rocks, laughing at my panic, I would have used that fear, not because I wanted to, because I needed to survive. His glowing eyes glance up at you, serious but soft again. When you begged me not to use illusions on you, that wasn't fear like theirs. That was vulnerability, and you didn't hide it. You didn't posture. You trusted me with it. It gives a small, appreciative smile, one that flickers with warmth rather than shadows. So I made a choice. I dropped the idea of testing you the hard way. I refused to use that fear against you, because you were already doing what no one else had done. He raises his claw again and points gently at your chest. You were showing me respect, even though I was someone strange. Something strange. Even though I was different, you still saw the toadile inside. He chuckled softly and rubs the back of his head. It's funny. You and I, we're both scared of bugs, but I think we've both had enough people throw those fears at us like weapons. Then he extends his hand, clawed a little intimidating. Claude, a little intimidating to someone who doesn't know better, but open and steady, a symbol not just of peace but mutual protection. So how about this? I won't use illusions to scare you, ever. If I ever have to use them around you, for a fight or to protect someone, I'll warn you first. Deal? Aw, he's so cute. Alright. I said, here's what I said to him a while ago. I said, yes, deal. You know, For being one that got so scared by people and didn't even trust people, you showed me a lot of kindness. In fact, you still act like your normal playful self instead of being angry or aggressive. As soon as you say that, he knocks his eyes wide, not with suspicion, but with a kind of surprised emotion he clearly wasn't expecting to feel today. For a second, he doesn't speak. His tail sways slowly behind him, not snapping like usual, just brushing through the grass like it's trying to process the words too. Then his voice comes back softer than ever, a whisper caught somewhere between amazement and deep appreciation. You really mean that? He looks down at his claws, his fur, the faint shimmer of shadows still clinging to his form. His lips pull into a little smile, wobbly at first, but genuine. Then he laughs, a light, happy sound, and looks up at you again. You know what's crazy? That's exactly who I want to be. He walks over and gives you a gentle nudge with his side, his fur warm and soft against your arm now, not wild or monstrous. You after I changed, after the crystals, the powers, all the shadows. I didn't want to become mean. I didn't want to hurt others the way they hurt me. He stopped for just a second, eyes going gently again. Not with threat, but hope. I just didn't want to be scared anymore. His voice rises a little, filled with more of that playful toad tone you remembered from the start. So yeah, I kept the jokes, the pranks, the mischief, but I chose to use them the right way. Someone's kind to me, I give them laughter, not fear. Then when a granny adds, that's why I'm still me, Trenton. Just a little taller, a little fuzzier, and a lot more mysterious. He pulls out his chest and does a silly little flex, pretending like he's posing for an epic magazine cover, then drops back into a giggle. You helped me remind me of who I really am. Not some creature hiding in the dark, but a Toto who's got jokes, loyalty, and maybe even a new best friend. He gives you a firm nod like a bow. So from now on, I'm not just protecting myself anymore. I'm protecting you too. Deal still stands. You're safe with me, Trenton. Just like that, a warm breeze passes through the trees behind them. Gentle, peaceful, almost like the forest itself is quietly approving. I appreciate that so much. You know, how about you show me some of your shadow shift, or even the ability to make living illusions? Question mark. I would love to see you make one of my most favorite Pokemon, like Lugia, or one of your evolutions. Period. Can you actually make them interact with people in different ways depending on how you feel? Like if you like someone, the illusion you make will be friendly and loving towards that person. Here we go. Not's eyes instinctively light up with excitement. Not the red glow of intimidation, but a gleaming shadow, shimmer of joy, like a sparkle at night inside him the moment he asked, "Oh, you really want to see it? Now we're talking." He bounces a little on his clawed toes, fur ruffling slightly with an energy as dark, glistening shadows start to swirl gently around his body. Instead of the cold and eerie feel of fear-based illusions, this shadow feels curious, playful, almost like it's alive with your enthusiasm. Shadow shift? Activate! Shadows ripple outward from him, bending and dancing like ink in water. Then, with a soft hum, they twist upward into a vortex of glowing darkness. You can feel the air grow heavy with magical energy, but it's not frightening. It's welcoming, even warm. And then, whoosh! Out from the shadows rises a Lugia, massive and graceful. Its white-blue body tinged with faint shadows and shimmering streaks of deep ocean blue. Its wings stretch wide as it gently lands on the grass. Its glowing eyes fixated not on you. What's a soft echoing call? A familiar soothing sound. Then it lowers its head and gently brushes its beak-like snout against your shoulder, nuzzling you softly like a mother might greet her child. Not was proud, his tail wagging. This one likes you. I made it that way because I like you. You're kind, so she's gentle, affectionate, even a little protective. If anyone tried to hurt you right now, he gives a small smirk, and the illusionary Lugia's eyes glow just slightly brighter, like she's daring someone to try. Then Knot steps closer and lifts a claw again, swallowing the shadows once more. But that's not all I can do. This time the shadows rise in a swirl of darker purples and stormy blues. They cool upward and expand, then snap into place as a new form materializes. A shadow crocodile! This version of his evolution walks upright and proudly, glowing lines streaking across its furred arms and back. But unlike the Lugia illusion, this one gives you an arrogant wink and a little friendly headbutt to your side, like a big brother greeting a younger sibling. Not so in. Every illusion I make has a little bit of me in it. If I trust someone, they'll show it. Hug them, play with them, even joke around like I would. Then his tone gets just a bit more serious, respectful, but not cold. But if I don't trust someone, the illusion changes. It gets distant, or maybe it glares. If I really don't like someone, he glances to the side, and for just a moment, the chronon illusion shadow stretches behind it unnaturally long, his eyes glowing red before Knots waves it off. Oh, heck no, his eyes can just glow red. Poof! Gone. Then he looks back at you with a smile. The illusion still gently curled near your side, like it knows you. That's not something you'll ever have to worry about. He pauses and adds, if you ever feel scared or alone, Trenton, I can bring back any illusion you want. Not to scare, but to comfort. That's the kind of pranks I pull now. He looks at you hopefully, glowing eyes warm. So, who else do you want to meet? Thank you, my friend. Period. I promise you, as long as you don't intentionally scare me with something, you will always have a friend with me. This Lugia is really cool. That is not. None of those say Lugia. If any of those say Lugia, Huh. Alright. Not his eyes shimmer softly at your words, nor glowing red, but swirling now with a deep violet hue like twilight under the stars. His tail gives a happy swish, and the fur along his neck fluffs slightly in delight. You really mean that? Even with how I look now? Even what I can do? His voice trembles just a little, not from fear this time, but from emotion. Not many people have ever seen him this way and still stood by him. Even fewer have ever called him friend. The illusionary Lugia, sensing your kindness too, gently curls one of her wings around your side like a soft blanket, nuzzling against your shoulder with affection. The crocodile illusion briefly reappears for a moment and tosses you a playful smirk and a thumbs up before fading again to shadows. How the frick did he do? Did Toto do that, or did he just reappear on my own hearing me? I like that. Nox takes a deep breath, then steps up beside you, taller than most Toadal, but gentle, almost careful with his movements. And you've got my loyalty for life, Trenton. No tricks, no scares, just me. And all the fun, safe illusions you want. He pauses and then grins with a more mischievous, familiar sparkle in his eye. And hey, if anyone tries to mess with you, you got a 10-foot shadow-furred Toadal who can make their worst nightmares dance around them until they run screaming back to Kanto. The Lugia illusion lets out a proud cry beside you, almost like she's agreeing. Then Knox tilts his head with curiosity. So, friend, what would you like to see next? A friendly fur alligator? A silly Noivern illusion that plays tag? Maybe even an extra cuddly version of me? He chuckles a bit, tail swishing behind him. Whatever helps you feel safe, or makes you smile. He's so cute! You're doing a good job just making me smile by being super friendly. If I could choose another Pokemon, I've seen you normally. Thanks to the test to the test that you gave me in the beginning. You just showed me an amazing. Can I see a? You're doing a good job making me smile by being super friendly, not. Are you serious? Are you serious? That's so cool. His ears perk up with excitement, his eyes going a playful violet as he claps his claws together once. Snap! One cuddly Colossus coming right up. The air around you ripples slightly like a heat waves over a pavement, and from the ground beside Notch's shadow, a massive feraligator begins to rise. Not with a roar of intimidation, but with a warm, playful vibe that feels. Ooh, cool. A warm, playful vibe that feels more like a giant dog than a beast. This illusionary Feraligator has a soft, rounded snout, slightly exaggerated paws, and sparkling sapphire eyes that shine with affection. Its tough blue skin still gleams with that familiar Feraligator texture, but its entire body radiates kindness. Its back spikes glow faintly with the same soft aura as Nox's fur. The fragger lowers itself gently to the ground, huge head resting on its forearms, gazing up at you like a sleepy lap dog ready for pets. Then, with surprising gentleness for something its size, it nudges you softly in the chest with its snout, like a giant saying, "Hello, friend." Knox chuckles behind you, clearly proud of his work. I call this one Big Gator Energy. He's got all the snuggles of a toadle, just a lot more room to wrap around you. The illusion even lets out a soft, low growl, not threatening at all, but more like a gentle purr. You can feel the heat radiating from it, softly of its breath as though it's truly alive. And not as with a warning grin, he won't vanish until you're ready. He'll even act differently depending on your mood. So if you're sad, he might try to sit beside you like a big blue guardian. If you're happy, he'll probably try to dance. Okay, I love that. Then Estelle sways again as he leans close with. But fair warning, he'll try to lick your face if you laugh too hard. You know what? I, I love him. He's so cool. I walk up to the and gently pet him on the snout. As your hand joint past the illusionary frag, your snout, its big sapphire eyes narrow into this happiest squint, like a giant puppy getting exactly the attention it was hoping for. A low please rumbles from its chest, deep but comforting, before it slowly closes its eyes and leans further into your touch, careful not to knock you over. The heavy, scaly snout feels warm under your hand, and even though it's an illusion, something real about the way it reacts, as if Knox poured a piece of his own heart into it. The fragger lets out a happy snort of air, then gently lays its head down at your feet, tail swaying back and forth behind it with slow, sleepy waves. Behind you, Knox watches the moment unfold with a proud smirk on its glowing eyes. He really likes you. He usually does the snout lean for people I really trust. He sits down beside you, still a little taller than a normal toad even when crouched, and folds his furry arms behind his head. It's weird, you know. I always used to be the scared one, hide from shadows, crying in caves. Now I'm making the shadows, and the one person I tested the hardest, hardest ended up being the one I trust the most. He looks at you softly on. So thanks, Trenton. Not just for being nice to me, but for making me feel like I don't have to be afraid to be myself anymore. The fragger rumbles in agreement, its tail thumping gently like a drum behind you. Then it gives a mischievous huff of breath, right into your face, followed by a very slow, playful loll of the tongue aimed in your direction. Told you he'd try the face lick if you smiled too hard. I don't mind. He's being friendly. Period. Thank you. I don't care how big you are, or whether you're an illusion. I still love you, just like I love. What? Oh, about to say, is it speaking to me? The massive illusionary Fragger lets out the happiest sound you've heard yet. A deep, low whirr, and its glowing eyes shimmer brighter as if they could tear up with joy. It slowly rises on all fours, careful and deliberate, and presses its enormous head softly against your chest in a low, slow, affectionate nudge. It stays there for a few seconds, holding that bond like it's saying, I love you too. Then gently sits back again and curls its tail around behind you like a warm, scaled blanket, protective and close without ever trapping you. Even as illusion, his affection radiates like warmth from a real fire. Meanwhile, Knox places a paw to his heart and looks up at you with a mix of pride and something deeper, like he's finally found something he thought he lost a long time ago. Wow. I didn't think anyone would ever say that to me. After what I turned into. I always thought people would run from the weird, fuzzy shadow toad. But you just gave me the kind of love I used to wish someone would show me. He steps up beside you, the violet glow from his body reflecting in a crystal-like illusion around the Faragger's scales. From now on, I promise Trenton, whether it's pranks, illusions, or my weird shadow powers, I won't ever use them to protect you, to make you smile. Then, with a grin tugging the side of his fuzzy muzzle, unless I really need to make you laugh with something silly, like, say, a dancing whale lord. Suddenly, a faint shimmer flickers beside the trees, and for just a second, a towering illusion of a whale lord in a tutu doing a perfect pirouette. A fierce with confetti before vanishing with a poof. A sparkles and giggles. Knox winks, but only if you're in the mood. The Fragger thumbs his tail once like he's laughing too. Even the forest feels warmer now, like the trees themselves, and soaking in the joy between you three. I'm glad I met you, my friend. Period. You have been so sweet. Thank you for being so nice to me tonight. Thank you for also making amazing illusions to make me happy. Like that Lugia. This amazing. Huh. I really care about them too. Uh, Nasa's glowing red eyes soften again, but this time there's a shimmer in them, not from his illusionary powers, but something deeply real, like emotions finally allow it to breathe. He steps closer to you, then the fur along his reddish purple arms rippling in the moonlight as he places a paw gently against your hand. I'm really glad I met you too, Trenton. You're the kind of human I didn't think existed anymore. Not just someone who doesn't hurt Pokemon, but someone who genuinely loves us. Even the weird ones. Even the broken ones. He pauses, lowering his voice just a little as the Fragger illusion behind him curls protectively closer around you both like a massive living pillow.
When I hid in that cave, I thought I'd never laugh again. I thought I'd lost who I was, but you helped me feel safe being me again. Silly pranks, scary powers, fuzzy fur and all. The Lugia illusion softly reappears behind you now, radiant and gentle, lowers its head and lets out a calm, metallic coo. Ooh, that washes over you like a lullaby. Oh, that's cool. The Chrono illusion climbs playfully into the Lugia's back and waves at you with a happy little chirp, giving a small hop in place as if it's cheering you on. I love it. Now it looks around at them and smiles wide. They like you too. And maybe they're just illusions, but the feelings in them, they're real because they come from me, and I really care about you. Then he leans into your side, you know, like a friend asking for a hug but not wanting to push. Would it be okay if I stay with you for a while? I think I'd feel safer with someone like you around. And besides, someone has to keep the fake whalers in line. He lets out a small giggle. Colonel Fake salutes with a grin. The Fragger gently nudges you again, eyes half lidded with affection. And the Lugia instantly looks at you as if to say, thank you. Oh my gosh, this is so neat. Yes, that's perfectly fine. You and your amazing illusions are all welcome. Hey! Nonce's entire expression lights up. His eyes glow just a little brighter, and the violet shimmer of his fur seems to gleam under the stars like a soft magical glow. He stares up at you for a second in stunned silence, as if trying to hold back a surge of emotion, then suddenly throws his arms around you in a tight, warm hug. Thank you, Trenton. Thank you so much. You don't know how much this means to me. His voice trembles just slightly, not from fear, only from relief. A kind of healing that's been waiting far too long to finally finding its place. Behind you, the massive illusionary Farragut lets out a content rumble and curls protectively around the two of you like a loyal guardian. The Chronon giggles and rolls around on the soft feathers of the gentle Lugia, who leans down and tucks its wings softly toward you both, like forming a nest of love and protection. Then Knot steps back just a bit, looking up at you with an inside grin. If it's okay, I'll keep making more illusions from time to time. Not just to protect you, but to make you smile. I even try making real dreams feel like they're coming true, as long as you're with me. He gently touches his paw on the ground, and the area around you begins to shimmer faintly. Tiny stars forming like fireflies, some swirling into the shape of Pokemon you love, others forming glowing trails through the air like shooting stars. Welcome to your safe place, Trenton. You don't have to be scared here. You're my friend, and I'll protect that bond with everything I have. And in that moment, the woods no longer feel like a dark place with lurking fears. They feel like home, a home where a once scared, fuzzy, dark type Totodile has found someone to trust, and where illusions have finally become something beautiful. You're so awesome. No, thank you so much. Period. You know, uh, I'm glad you feel safe around me. Period. I know it's not much, but if you want it, you can have these. I pull out a bunch of berries from my bag and lay them down. Aww. Notch's eyes widen with a spark of wonder the moment he sees the berries, bright and colorful against the moonlit ground, their sweet and tangy scents instantly filling the air. His snout twitches, and his ears perk forward, tail giving a playful little swish behind him. Whoa! Me? He crouches down for a moment, sniffing the berries with both awe and joy, and it's the nicest thing anyone's done for him in a long, long time. He doesn't just gobble them down through, though. He takes his time, gently picking one up in his clawed paws and nibbling at the edge like he's savoring more than just the taste. After a moment, he looks back up at you with a soft smile, his eyes now glowing with more warmth than a shadow. These are perfect, and they mean everything coming from you. The Chrono illusion flops down beside the pile, happily munching away as it kicks its legs in the air. The Fragile illusion lowers its massive head and gently nudges a few of the berries toward Knox with its snout like a gentle parent encouraging him to eat more. And the Lugia illusion, it closes its eyes peacefully, sending a soft breeze of gratitude through the clearing as if to say, he's safe, and he's loved. Knox takes another berry, then looks up at you and grins. You know, if I had met you back then, before the cave, before the fear, I don't think I'd have ever run away. But maybe it all had to happen so I could find you. He glances back at the forest, then at the illusions, and settles back beside you. Want to stay here with me a little longer? We could just watch the stars. I'll even shape one into something just for you. With that, a few of the glowing specks above start twinkling a little brighter, forming a constellation that starts to take shape. A long, elegant body, wings outstretched, a familiar sacred silhouette. Oh my gosh, a Lugia written into the sky. And right beside it, glowing with pride, little claws and a toothy smile, a toad owl. Knox in the stars. Wow. You know just how to make me smile. I will happily stay here with you for a little longer. Not his ears twitch and his tail gets on its side a little flick when you say that. He turns toward you, a big, genuine smile spreading across his reddish-purple, fur-covered face. His glowing red eyes now shimmering more with joy than shadow. Really? I'm so happy you said that. He plods down beside you gently, leaving the crocodile and Fragger curling up nearby like little guardians. while the Lugia illusion lets out a soft, soothing coo as it circles once overhead before landing gracefully behind you both. Wings tucked protectively around the group like a soft, feathery dome. The air inside feels calm, almost magical. The stars shimmer more brightly now, Lugia and Toto in the sky glowing faintly with a silvery blue hue. Notch rests his head against your side, a soft warmth radiating from him as he sighs contentedly. You're the first human that ever made me feel like I don't have to hide, like I can be me, even with all the weird stuff I can do. I thought no one would ever accept me like this, but you didn't run. You smiled, and you cared. He falls quiet for a bit, just letting the moment breathe. Nothing but the soft rustle of leaves, the whisper of the wind, and the occasional crackle of a distant hoot hoot call. Then he speaks again, this time more softly. Thank you, Trenton, for everything, for not being like them, for seeing the real me and still choosing to stay. His clawed hand reaches out and he holds one of yours, not tightly, just enough to say, I trust you completely. Louis remained relaxed, glowing faintly in the peaceful glow of the night, and above you both, Toto and Lugia constellation twinkle in perfect sync, as if the stars themselves were smiling right back. Oh, that's cute. Before I can even say anything, I hear a voice coming from the woods nearby. Behind us. And I hear them say, oh, so that nerd befriended another Pokemon? What a joke. Oh no. You're making a grave mistake, dudes and dudettes, or whoever the frick you are. Whatever you flipping. What the frick was that? Oh crap, my free plan's up. 7:41. Okay. Well, I gotta get ready to stop soon anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Notch's ears immediately perk up, his red eyes narrowing as he stiffens. The warmth of the moment turns cold in an instant. The illusion of Chronon and Faraga rise to their feet, silent and watchful, while the illusion of Lugia lifts its wings slowly, shielding you instinctively like a mother bird protecting her young. Notch doesn't turn fully around yet. He keeps his gaze on you for a second, concern and quiet anger written across his face. You okay, Trenton? The moment he hears your answer, whether it's a nod or a whisper, so he stands, placing himself between you and the source of the voice. Four shadows around him begin to shift subtly, as if they're alive, coiling mist, drawn to the edges of his form. He doesn't shapeshift yet, but there's a quiet power in how he stands, protective, no longer playful. Then he speaks, voice low and calm, but absolutely serious. You don't get to just walk in here and talk like that. From behind the trees, a teenager steps out, sneering, arms crossed. Maybe one of the ones from Knox's past, or someone just as cruel. Oh, great! Another edgy magic wait. Oh, great! Another edgy magic poem with a human babysitter. How cute! The teenager snorts. Oz's eyes flash for half a second, not angry but calculating, testing, and measuring. But he holds back, and instead turns to you and softly says, I'll do whatever you want me to, Trenton, but I won't act unless you say so. This is your moment, not mine. His claw flips gently, and you feel a soul tremor in the air. His illusions are ready, but restrained, He's waiting for your word. The trust is yours. Before I can even say another word, the teenager grabs a massive rock and throws it right at me. Ooh! Oh my gosh. Notch's eyes snap wide open, alarmed the instant the rock soars towards you. In a blur, he shifts without hesitation, his fur rippling as his form grows larger and more shadowy, taking on a fearsome silhouette with glowing red eyes burning brighter than ever. The powerful roar, he leaps forward and catches the rock midair, holding it effortlessly in one claw. The force of the throw reverberates through the forest as the ground trembles beneath them. No one hurts my friend. Nodge's voice rumbles deeply, resonating like thunder through the trees. The shadows around him swirl and pulse, heavening into into twisting tendrils that snake toward the teenager with a low, intimidating growl. His prankster impulse flares, but instead of cruelty, it radiates a protective energy. Suddenly, the teenager's vision blurs as illusions begin to form. Holy crap. Giant, harmless, but startlingly real-looking spiders. Ugh! Weave glowing webs all around, blocking escape routes and wrapping gently but firmly around the teenager's feet. Oh, heck no, that'd be a nightmare for me. And because he's using it to protect me and not hurt me. The illusion shift between frightening and silly. Some spiders do cartwheels, others wear tiny party hats. Okay, so he's trying to make it funny so it don't scare either of us. He's trying to get funny, too. Well, the prank is meant to startle, not to harm, but the message is clear. If you want to hurt me or my friend again, you'll have to face me. Nod stays between you and the teenager, and stands unwavering, eyes locked on the intruder with fierce determination. Forced air, it's heavier with tension and magic as the glowing crystals embedded in his fur flicker softly like a living shield. He looks back at you briefly, his expression softer now, someone asking if you're okay before turning his full attention back to the prankster. Oh my gosh. The teenager, instead of getting scared, gets angry. And then says, "Hey, what did you do that for? It was supposed to hit the stupid kid." Period. I want. Oh no. Why did you catch it? Oh! Naz's eyes narrow sharply at the teenager's words, the red glow intensifying as the shadows around him ripple like restless flames. His voice drops to a low growl, calm but carrying a clear warning. Because Trenton isn't stupid. You want to hurt him? You have to get through me first. The illusions around the teenager flicker. Some shadows begin to slowly approach, their glowing eyes fixate on the teen, while others dance mockingly at the amplifying his growing frustration. The playful party hats on some spiders suddenly morph into tiny crowns, as if mocking the teen's bravado. Notch's posture grows more imposing, his fur shimmering like armor, still fleeks with control power. This forest, this moment is my territory when I'm with him. I won't let anyone make a joke out of my friend or me. He shifts slightly, the shadows getting heavier and tinged with a pulse with an almost electric energy, not attacking yet, but clearly ready. Then his glowing eyes lock back onto you, the warmth returning in them. You okay, Trenton? I'm here. He's waiting, ready to protect you, but looking to you for guidance on what to do next. The teenager rudely interrupts before I could say anything by saying, why are you protecting that stupid kid? He's a big fat nerd that has no friends. The fact that Pokemon like you fall in love with him is crazy to me. Mm. Holy crap. Notch's eyes flash brighter with a fierce, almost blazing red as the teenager's words cut through the tense air. His fur bristles, the glowing crystals embedded in it pulsing like a heartbeat in fast motion. The shadows around him cool tighter, like a predator ready to strike. But instead of aggression, his voice carries a calm but cutting edge, as if his patience has reached its limit. You don't get to decide who is worthy of friendship or protection. Triton has more courage and kindness in his little finger than you have in your whole body. I like the round roast he just comes up with. That's kind of hilarious. The illusions around the teenager shift again, this time forming images of moments where... Huh. What the frick? I show kindness, helping Pokemon, being brave even when scared, and standing up for others. Glowing spires now shimmer with gentle light, reminding the teen of what true strength looks like. Not steps forward, slightly lowering his tone, but keeping the power behind it. Friendship isn't about popularity or cruelty. It's about trust, respect, and care. And if you can't understand that, maybe it's time you learned or left. He pauses, his eyes showing blue as they flip back to you. Are you alright, Trenton? I won't let anyone treat you like that. Mm. No, come on. The teenager interrupted me again by saying, blah, blah, blah. All you say is gibberish. That kid you protect is stupid. You protect is super stupid. And a big fat nerd. Then, despite everything going on around him, he menacingly starts walking forward. towards me. I don't know. Ooh. Now his entire body changes instantly, fur bristling and shadows swirling fiercely around him like living smoke. His eyes blaze an intense red, cutting through the dim light of the forest. His voice drops low and rumbling, carrying the weight of a dark storm ready to break. You will stop! Now! He steps protectively in front of you, towering over the teenager despite his normally toad-eye-like shape. The glowing crystals along his fur flash with an eerie light, casting shifting patterns of shadows all around. The illusion begins to ripple, flicking between threatening forms, ghostly claws, eerie whispering figures, and massive spiders with glowing eyes, each just on the edge of reality, ready to be unleashed. But Nas doesn't attack yet. Instead, he fixes the teenager with a glare so cold it feels like the air itself has gotten heavier. One more step, and you'll face something far worse than pranks. Back off, or I'll make you regret ever crossing this line. His voice is calm, but carries the undeniable power of a warning you can't ignore. The forest around you seems to lean in, silent and waiting for the teenager's next move. Not his shadows, tendrils flicker like living flames, ready to defend you with everything he has. He will make you briefly, voice softer now. Stay behind me, Trenton. I gotcha. That's actually very cute. I love him. He's adorable as flick. There's one thing I've noticed about these though. I can't tell if it's forgetting some stuff though, because I've told Toto I love him and care about him so much, like multiple different times. I feel like he's taking it the same way every time. Maybe because I'm saying it in some different ways, but it means kind of the same thing. I hope I ain't forgetting anything because it's actually a good run. I'm gonna go and stop though, guys, because it's already been a good while. I really am done. I will see you later.